Alright, hello everybody, here we are again. Day 6 or 7 of my sticker giveaway. Today's sticker, or yesterday's sticker, was Love Tap. And that winner today is Josh. I will mess your name up, but I'll send you a message. You're my winner of the Love Tap. Well done. But as far as that goes, let's dive a little bit more into the R34 build. So somehow or another, I had convinced my friend and Midnighter's teammate Ian to come and help me rewire the whole car. I don't know why he agreed to this. I don't know how I talked him into it, but I thank him for it. It's a lot of work. So we spent a good, I'm going to say 2 days, either stripping all the wiring out, chasing it down what we wanted to do, getting all the pieces for it, going buying all the wire and the panel and blah, blah, blah. I had a switch panel setup that I wanted to run. It's an ARC 4000. Quite fun. I'll insert a little video clip here of me playing with it one day. It was great fun. But we wired up all the switches, relays to different fuse panels for different things. I have one for ignition, one for lights, stuff like that. Pretty simple little setup. I don't have turn signals. I don't have things like that, so not much to it. I also picked up a set of wheels, which I think we already talked about the other day. Intake, fuel cell. Yes, the steering. So this was, I guess, one of my bigger splurge items. I ordered the full Superlock kit from GK Tech. Ian's run them for years. I love their pieces. I had a couple little pieces in the S13, and they were well built, well made, and worked very well. So I figured I'd give them a try on the front end. That included the 30 to 70 mil lower control arms, or extension 30. It's 30 to 77 mil overstock, or 70 mil overstock, which is similar to what I would have run in the S13. So I try to keep fairly similar to what I'm going to do there. They use stock upper control arms. They built a knuckle, stock lower mounts, stock everything mounts. I had to drill the knuckles out for the front caliper because R34s are 14 mil and R33 and R32 are 12 mil. So aside from that, getting everything apart, I left up to my friend Neil over at SCG Performance, just pressing all the bearings out and reassembling the hub. From there, we got the transmission in the car, and then it was time for some clearancing because the starter hits, because the starter on the VQ is on the other side. Or no, sorry, just a little bit clocked placement differently. But the RB starter hits the bell housing, so I have to trim it away a little bit to get the nose in. Not difficult to do, more difficult when it's in the car, so if you're going to do it, suggest out of the car. From there, it was basically assembling the steering and putting it in. I watched Dan Brocket's videos on how to assemble the Superlock kit he's the GK Tech USA distributor. Great videos, really cool guy to kind of watch what he does. His Whiskey Garage episodes are fantastic too. But I probably gained about 20 degrees of steering angle. I haven't fiddled with it all that much. I'm going to say there's more in it. It's assembled kind of straight. I have no steering wheel, so that doesn't really help me. But I get a good amount of lock, and that's kind of done. From there, it was just brake lines. I did an ABS delete kit from GK Tech. I'm going to, at some point, move the rack forward by modifying the subframe like I did with the S13. But I haven't gotten around to that yet. And I didn't want to use the offset rack spacers just because I don't know, I've had too many horror stories. They back out, snap off in the rack, split the end of the rack open. I've seen too many horror stories and I just can't do it. I'm rough on my cars, so it scares me. The tie rods from GK Tech are very cool to me. They're fairly thick, like I don't think you'll ever bend one. And they're trimmed to fit, so they're like, I think 14.5 inches long to start. Mine ended up being almost 11 inches when I finally turned them down. But they're designed to be trimmed, like the whole system is. So you set it up for your car, you trim it to your size. Very nicely done. But yeah, so from there it's basically brake lines, plumbing, a little bit of because the left rear corner got ripped out, so I had to kind of remake some of the lines back there and get everything to fit. And from there it was off to the races. You saw the switch panel earlier. Here's some pictures of the lights and a little bit about, oh, there's a picture of my unlucky shift knob. Let's stop there. So, I'll throw one in here too, since we're talking about the transmission. No, I won't. We'll do it next time. But there's my lucky 8-ball shifter. It's been in my drift car probably since I bought it off a guy on Zilvia 10 years ago at least now. It's been in every car. I've never run anything else, and I don't think I'll ever will run anything else. I love that shift knob. It's perfect for me. It's a little on the large side, but I got big hands, so I love it. But on that note, let's go into my box of goodies. I had a very special one for today. There it is. So, we have a very special little prize here. This is an OEM rear label from Nissan. It is a NISMO Motorsports rear label. It's got a embossed little edge here. Very cool little piece for somebody. I unfortunately will never use it. My cars are not nearly pretty enough for this. It's a very nice little accent piece, and I truly love it, and I would love to put it somewhere, but I know I won't. So, today's prize, something I've held on to for a long time. But on that note, I have a special prize because we're on day 7. This is also another part of my collection of random parts around the shop that I've had for a long time and just never used. This is a NISMO shift knob. Very nice leather piece, complete with 1st to 5th sticker. So if you have a 6-speed, may not be for you. It's a 10mm knob. I was going to use it on my S13 and then my GTR, and then I just never got around to it. So this is today's extra prize, or this week's extra prize. I've got a couple on really nice ones, but this is today's. So on that note, leave a comment for the extra special prize. I'm going to make you do something a little extra work. Tell me where you met me, how you know me, something interesting about how you got to know me, any of those things. For the NISMO sticker, just drop a comment. Please make it more than hi, Logan. Hi. But that's this one. So we'll talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow.